Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Real economy data for June. http ntvforex.com news ID 0448D1 7/20/2022 02:25 p.m. Retail sales should continue to recover in June. Positive surprise would add to optimism after publication of industrial output data. National Bank of Poland to hold second QE auction this month. Markets to follow global news and outcome of EU summit. Watch this week. July 21st. Will retail sector surprise to upside in June? After better than expected industrial production data for June, another positive surprise from the retail sector cannot be ruled out. We expect retail sales to continue to recover, but at a slower pace compared to May and land at 4.7% YY. Although, at first glance, the situation on the labor market seems to have improved in June, wage and employment growth remains depressed and an increase in unemployment could still be ahead of us. Moreover, consumer sentiment did not recover yet from the trough reached in April. A positive surprise in retail sales data would increase our optimism regarding the performance of the Polish economy in 2Q20. July 23. Unemployment rate to increase marginally. According to preliminary estimates from the Ministry of Family, Labor and Social Policy, the unemployment rate increased only marginally in June to 6.1%, from 6.0% in May. In our view, the increase might be slightly bigger, and we see the unemployment rate at 6.2% in June. July 24. NBP to hold QE auction. The National Bank of Poland is scheduled to hold a second QE auction this month. This will be the 11th QE operation held by the NBP since the beginning of the program. So far, the central bank has bought PLN 101.3 BN, PLN 51.6 BN in treasuries and PLN 49.7 BN in state-guaranteed papers. The volume of QEU reached 4.5% of GDP. Last week's highlights. Industrial output surprised to the upside in June and arrived at 0.5% YY, supported by a positive calendar effect 2WD and base effect. Production rebounded in most of the main sectors. The central bank kept the target rate unchanged at 0.1%. The central bank published a new inflation and growth projection. The NBP expects GDP to contract by 5.4% this year and rebound by 4.9% in 2021. Inflation should land on average at 3.3% this year and at 1.5% in 2021. Flash inflation has been confirmed at 3.3% YY 0.6% in June, while core inflation increased to 4.1% YY. Wage growth arrived at 3.6% YY, employment growth at 3.3% YY in June. Market developments. Bond market drivers. 10Y yield remains locked below 1.4%. Over the course of the week, downward pressure on the long end of the LCY curve continued. The 10Y yield dropped by almost 10 BP toward 1.3% from the peak reached on Monday, mirroring the core market developments. As a result, the spread over the 10Y German Bund remained broadly unchanged around 180 BP. This week, the Minfin will hold a regular bound auction. According to preliminary information, they plan to sell PLN 36 BN. Development Bank BGK sold PLN 1.7 BN in 13Y state-guaranteed papers. This was the first issuance of such paper before BGK issued 5Y, 7Y, and 10Y bonds. A positive outcome of the EU summit regarding the recovery fund would be supportive for LCY yields. FX market drivers. Eurobond fluctuates around 4.48. The zloty remains locked in a narrow range of 4.46–4.48 versus the euro and closely follows changes in the global risk-on-off mood related to coronavirus developments and renewed US-China tensions. This week, the results of the EU summit and flash PMIs for July will be the key events that could influence the Eurist and Eurobond development. We continue to see the zloty focusing on global factors. Download the full C Market Insights. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.